Hello, welcome back to another Tier List Tuesday. This week we are tackling British stores, or shops as we like to call them over here. Last week we did the Resident Evil games. This is going to be a regular set piece on the channel. Going to be putting in a playlist, so check them out as and when they pop up. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's the list of supermarkets and shops that you'd find on the high street in the UK. I'm going to be sticking them in these tiers here. You know how it works. S, A, B, C, D, F, and never been. Some of these I've never been to. Some of them are actually discontinued. Some of them I've never even seen before, so we'll just have to crack on as we find them. First one's B&Q. B&Q is basically somewhere you'd go to get wallpaper, paint, tools, drills, you know, anything you're doing sort of interior design or decorating, you'd go to a B&Q. Don't really go to a B&Q that often, but when we do, you know, it's pretty safe. It's been around for ages. It's probably, I'll give it a B, actually, because just for the length of time that it's been alive. Next up is Co-op. We've got a Co-op down the road. Kind of a little bit more... Spar's not even on here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Co-op is like one up from a Spar. It's kind of... It does everything. It's got you know, you got your sandwiches, your news... Like a newsagent in a way. Newsagents sells alcohol, sells cigarettes, sells newspapers, sells food, frozen items. It's a bakery. We've got a bakery in ours. Nice to go up there and get a little pain au chocolat or a chocolate pasty, as we call them up north. I like Co-op. It's got an app that you can use to get points and stuff like that. So I kind of enjoy Co-op, but I do prefer a Spar, probably because Spar is literally just over the road and Co-op's a little bit further. So out of laziness, I probably prefer Spar. But if Spar hasn't got something, usually I'll go to the Co-op and see if they have. They've got more choice. But the prices they charge, my God. I think they know... It's sort of like people that go to Co-op and Spar that live around the area of these places, these shops, know that they might have just been for a supermarket big shop and forgotten tomato paste, and it's got, I'll nip to the Co-op and get it, and it's like £3 or something stupid. So the prices are a little bit, you know, a little bit extortionate, but it is handy. So I'm going to stick Spar at the Co-op. At a C. Currys and PC World. I actually got my PC through Currys. Kind of like going in there, but it's not somewhere you go in to sort of browse. You know what I mean? I don't know why they're still on the high street, to be honest with you, because everything could just be done online. Every time I go into a Currys, nobody's working. People are just stood around. The guy in the phone section's just stood there, like, looking like he's just lost his soul. Looking at you like, can you come and buy a phone, please? I'm so bored. They're all got their little sections. Like, someone will just be in a fridge section. Like, imagine just standing there in a fridge section all day. And they follow you around. And there's somebody usually greeting you on the door. You all right there? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Leave me alone, please. I'm just going to have a look. And they sort of follow you around, waiting to pounce. Do you need any help? No, I'm fine. It's good. They've got a good service where if you want to buy something, you can buy now, pay later, or pay in monthly installments. But I think everywhere's doing that because of cost of living. So, but the game section's quite small. I've been in a Currys where they had two floors. The one I usually go to is just one big, massive open space. Again, quite pricey, but there is the whole you can buy now, pay later thing. So I probably put Currys. I'll put it at a D. Primark, or Primani, as we call it up here, is a shop where you can get sort of decent gear for really cheap. It's like a sauna in there every time you go. I always take a layer off if I'm going in a Primark, because it's just ridiculously hot. The missus usually drags us around. I'm the bag holder. The men's section's quite small. They stock weird stuff like Greg's hoodies, Greg's pajamas, Greg's slippers. Massive queue systems where you just feel like you're queuing forever. The cashier will say, cashier number 3, please, and you sort of make your way over and the woman sorts you out. But it's decent for sort of knockoff, like, designer stuff or things that look genuine that are actually just, oh, it's Primark, you know. So Primark, for me, I'd probably go as a B, because I quite like the stuff from there, actually. A lot of cool gifts you can get for Christmas as well. But if you want to get something nice for cheap, you can just go to Primark. McDonald's, the Golden Arches. Now... This is going to be an unpopular opinion, but McDonald's, I love McDonald's. Sometimes you just need a McDonald's, and McDonald's is nice. But I think the British McDonald's were so constrained by trying to make McDonald's healthy and trying to sort of, no, you can't have supersize because you're being greedy. No, you can't have a milkshake because it never fucking works. You know, why can't you go into McDonald's and go, right, I want a big tasty and I want 2 extra patties in there. I want a triple Big Tasty. Why can't you do that? And the Big Tasty alone, it's my favourite burger on the menu. They put it on, they take it off, they put it on, they take it off. Leave it on. Leave the Big Tasty on. McDonald's bacon is terrible, awful. McDonald's breakfasts are amazing. It's not full of kids anymore. I feel like every time you went into McDonald's, it was just full of angry teenagers because they were bored. But I think now they've got a law, like a law. It's not a law. They've got a rule in saying no teenagers after a certain point must become accompanied by an adult. So I think that's fair enough. The ones in Newcastle have got security guards on night time for all the drunk people. So I just feel like when you look at American McDonald's, it's just like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Like they used to do a thing called the Chicken Premier. The Chicken Premier was an amazing, amazing burger. Chicken between two naan bread buns, some weird sauce on it that was amazing. And you can't get it anymore. They've never brought it back. It's never been seen again. The McRibs disappeared. I used to love a McRib. You can't get any of this. They've got the McSpicy now, which isn't false advertising because it's not spicy at all. You can't get a milkshake. Anytime you go into McDonald's, no milkshakes work. The toys have gone downhill. Not that I'm regularly going in, but when you stood there queuing and you see what's on offer for the toys are terrible now. So I just wish you don't go in McDonald's to be healthy, and that's the thing that annoys me the most is this thing about trying to make chocolate bars smaller. I'll just buy two. I'll always win. I will always win. You're not going to let me have a double Big Tasty. All right, I'm going to buy two Big Tasties and make it myself. I've annoyed myself talking about that. I'm putting it at a D. Boots is like a chemist / place where like a beauty therapy place. Some of the ones you walk in, there's women sat there putting makeup on people. A lot of them again sat there doing nothing, but they look like so important. They've got these blazers on and caked in fucking makeup, and I just walk past them. The men's aisle really small, arrows on the floor to tell you where to go. Loads of old people, probably because there's a pharmacy at the back. Quite expensive Boots, quite expensive. I go in there for my beard like cream and my beard shampoo and stuff, but it is quite pricey in there, but they do an Advantage card, I suppose. So Boots for me, again, I don't go in there a lot, but it's been around for a while. I'll put it at C. IKEA. Now, I'd never been to an IKEA until I moved up here. IKEA, didn't even know they did food. I thought it was just for furniture and paint and, stuff like that. How big? It doesn't need to be that big for a kickoff. Like, you can get lost in an IKEA. Again, a lot of people not doing any work. People stood around with them yellow tops on that say Hedge on the back, which is Swedish for high or whatever it is. We went in and I was like, I've never been to an IKEA. She goes, you're going to love it. I was like, it's a DIY shop that sells like furniture. How am I going to love it? Walked round, had a look, following the arrows again. Just people getting in the way. I don't like being out with a load of people. I don't mind people, just don't like when it annoys me when you're walking along whether it be in the street, supermarket, restaurant, whatever. People have no spatial awareness. I'm getting on a bit of a tangent here, but it's all right. And people that just walk in front of you slowly and then stop, like just stop in front of you, and you're like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, we're walking around, got halfway, and started to smell something. I was like, what the hell's that smell? And she goes, oh, there's a cafe here. And I went, all right, we're going to get a coffee. Went in, fucking rammed, absolutely rammed. And I was like, what is going on? She goes, well, they sell Swedish meatballs. And I was like, right. She goes, have you never had them? I was like, no. She goes, you're in for a treat. Queued up. I got 12 Italian meatballs, I was going to say. 12 Swedish meatballs with mash and peas and some of this gravy. I got 2 of them because I was hungry. And I had some dime cheesecake, which blew my mind. So IKEA, for me, it's gone right at the top. I would even maybe consider putting it an S just for the food. I'll leave it there for now. The Card Factory. Probably can't see that behind my camera, but the Card Factory is there. The Card Factory is a place where I don't know why these places exist when you've got things like Moonpig and Funky Pigeon and all that sort of stuff. But some people still like to go and card shop, which is weird. I usually do my card shop. I've got all my family and friends' birthdays in there. The app reminds me if I've missed it or if it's close. Sort it out, send it off. It comes, send it to them even. Then you don't even have to, go and deliver it. It's brilliant. I use that, and I don't know why other people don't, but there's a lot of old-fashioned people that like to go in a card shop. And it's more for if you've been caught short, because they sell wrapping paper and, I forgot that card, or I need to go into a card shop, because obviously you've got to wait for delivery through an app. So the Card Factory, I would say, they are important, so let's put them up there. Superdrug is basically just Boots without the chemist, so I'm just going to stick that there. H&M is a clothes shop that I don't really go in. I only go in there when I'm dragged in. It's not for me. Again, I don't know why these clothes shops are all blistering heat, like saunas even. So that's a D. In fact, an F. Stick that an F. I'm not interested. HMV is a music store where they sell graphic novels, they sell vinyl, pop vinyl, loads of tat, pop vinyl, you know, them like pop culture t-shirts, books, CDs, if anyone ever, you know, if anyone still listens to CDs. HMV is, they don't do games anymore, I don't think. So I'd probably put that at a C. I suppose it's fine. JD Sports. JD Sports is very expensive, but it has a good range of stuff. But it is very, very expensive. They sell like anything sports related. Football tops, tracksuit bottoms, you know. But I feel like you've got to be you've got to be dressed like somebody out of Top Boy to go in there. You know, with all the kids wearing all black now, with the like shiny puffer jackets and stuff. So I'll probably put that at a D because it doesn't really interest me. And then we've got the Range, Home, Leisure and Garden. The Range, actually, they sell these prints. I got that from the Range. And I'm going back because there was a Halo Master Chief one that I kind of wanted as well. Girlfriend made me that one, and she made me the other one over there because she loves me, apparently. So the Range, I would say it's a C. It's not. You can get mirrors, lamps, that sort of thing. It's not somewhere I would go in. I do like to go in now and again and see if they've got any different like canvases and stuff because I do like I've got a whole wall here that is just bare. Bella Italia. I've got friends that work at Bella Italia at Centre Parks back home. Not somewhere I've ever been. Morrison's is, again, another supermarket. It's quite expensive. One of the most expensive supermarkets out there, actually. But again, they've got an amazing cafe that do the best breakfasts. So I would probably put Morrison's at a B. I think I'm going to move the Card Factory, Emma, to an A. A B. TK Maxx. TK Maxx is a shop that sells a little bit of everything. They sell a little bit of like home stuff, clothes, a lot of tat. It's not quite cheap, really cheap actually. I'll probably put Bella Italia. I'll probably put TK Maxx B. KFC. This is going to be a hard one because KFC for me used to be one of my favourite fast food chains out there. The one back home isn't there anymore. It's now a Tim Hortons, which I've never been to either. But KFC used to be amazing. I've had a KFC in America. And that's even better. I don't know what the difference is. Again, we're trying to be too healthy over here. Why don't you have a KFC that's buttermilk chicken and then just have the watered version? I don't understand. Like, stop forcing me into this healthy shit. You don't go into a KFC or a Burger King or a McDonald's or a Pizza Hut or a Domino's to eat healthy. KFC's rubbish now. Every single time I went back home, they always forgot something on my order. The chips are shit, although they've now got the seasoned chips that they use the seasoning on the chicken. They've put that on the chips. Never tried them yet, but sounds interesting. The last time I went to a KFC, I was in a shopping centre and ordered a Zinger Tower burger. And on the picture, it was like that, thick chicken. And it came out, it was like thin chicken like that. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I walked out. KFC is an F. So Lidl. Now, Lidl, obviously a rival to the place where I work, which is Aldi. But you'll be surprised to know that I actually shop at Lidl over Aldi because they've got an app where you can get a bakery item. You can get 10% off your shop. So Lidl's they kind of copy Aldi. Anything that Aldi's got, Lidl's got, and it's usually the same price, although Aldi's just been voted the cheapest supermarket for 3 years in a row. But Lidl, it looks a little bit more knockoff. Like, it doesn't look like all the Aldi stores have been refurbed and they look sort of new. Lidl's kind of like in that sort of, they still look a bit shit. But I go into Lidl, I think you can get some great stuff in there. So Lidl for me, I'm going to stick Lidl up as an A. Next, we've got Next. I was in a Next the other day, but I only used the toilet. But again, it's just a clothes shop. It doesn't really interest me. It's somewhere the missus drags me around. Usually we're going to a Next twice because we start in Next. And then we'll go around everywhere. And then it's like, we're just about to leave. Oh, can I go? Oh, we'll go to Next. We'll go to Next. Need to go back to Next. I've changed my mind. So that's an F for me, that. WH Smith's. WH Smith's. WH Smith's is... it's a bit of a weird one because I don't know what it's trying to be. It's almost like it's trying to be a Waterstones, which is a bookshop that's not even on here either. It's trying to be a newsagents. It's trying to be a bookshop. It's trying to be... You know, you can get your lottery there. You can get a chocolate bar, but you can buy a copy of Stephen King's The Shining at the back. Do you know what I mean? It's just a lot. It's just a lot going on in Smith's. A lot of biographies and stuff. Probably put it at a D. Doesn't really interest me. Next, we've got Aldi. Now, I'm not going to be biased because I work there. I enjoy working there. I enjoy my job. I enjoy the people I work with. I keep everyone at arm's length. I don't need to make any. I don't have any friends because I moved up here. There's no distractions. I like it that way. I like just having myself to myself. All my friends are back home. I stay in regular contact with them. So I kind of keep everyone at arm's length. It's hard graft. It's hard work. You've got to hit times. You've got to scan things into a certain speed. You've got to do your deliveries in the morning. If you're on the produce, you've got to hit that. If there's 8 pallets of that, you've got to do it in like 2 hours or something. So it's pretty high pace. You're always no one's ever standing around doing nothing in Aldi. You're always doing something. You're always kept busy. The shifts go quite quick. It's kind of the rota's procedurally generated, so the rota's just completely random. But it puts you on. You'll either be on lates, which is usually a 2 till 10, or you'll be on earlies, which is like a 6 till 2. The days off are totally random. This is my 3rd day off, so I'm quite happy with that this week. But I enjoy Aldi, I enjoy working there. They've welcomed me with open arms, very friendly staff. There has been some weird stuff that's happened. Quite shocked at how many people there are that steal. I've actually chased a shoplifter down the street before and caught him. I was wearing steel toe cap boots and it must have looked like Frankenstein's monster chasing some smackhead. But I caught him, got the stuff back. Recently, 2 weeks ago, woman came in the shop and she said, my sister's not feeling very well. I'm going to call an ambulance. Is that okay? And I said, yeah, no problem. Thinking like, why is she telling me this? I was collecting baskets at the front of the shop. And I thought I'll go out and see if this woman wants some water or a seat to sit on or something, thinking that she wasn't feeling very well. Went out to the car and she passed away. She passed away in the car. And there was the woman that was going to ring the ambulance, the next door neighbour, and then the lady that was in the car who was obviously not with us anymore. And the guy turned to me and said, I can't find a pulse. Do you want to have a check? So I had to check this lady's pulse on her wrist and her neck. And about 4 ambulances turned up, 4 police cars, and they were doing CPR on her and everything. Worked on her for 50 minutes. But yeah, she'd passed away. So that wasn't a good day. That was a kind of it's not something you expect to see when you're working in a supermarket, and that'll always stay with me. It's the 3rd time I've seen somebody like that, and it's not nice. But the products are nice. I love the products from Aldi. I find it's quite handy. Aldi. I do shop at Aldi. I don't want to sound like I don't shop there. I do shop there. Like at the end of the shift, if I finish at 2:00 in the afternoon, and the missus texts me and she says we've run out of milk, I'll just pick some milk up, or I'll get a few bits before I go home. I don't like going in there on my day off, is what I'm sort of trying to get at. So Aldi for me, I'm going to put an S. No, I can't put it in S because everyone will say I'm being biased. It's an S from a work point of view, being welcomed there and settling in and, enjoying the job. But from a consumer point of view, I'm probably going to put it there. I'd probably say they're pretty much bang on them too. Aldi maybe clinches it a little bit for a lot of people, but that's that. Starbucks. Never been to a Starbucks. Argos has been around for ages. Used to be able to get a catalogue, big thick catalogue. They'd have a summer catalogue and a winter catalogue, and you used to take the catalogue home and when you were a kid and circle all the toys that you liked and you didn't get, but you could at least try. They've got a decent. They're still here. They've got a decent selection of everything. It's all sort of automated now. You go in, you just type in the number. The catalogues are in the shop now. You write out a little ticket and they bring it out to you. Argos, again, I would say it's up there. It's an A. Burger King. The clue's in the name. Easily my favourite fast food chain, I think. You can walk into a Burger King and their slogan is "Have it your way," and they're not bullshitting you there when they say that. You can walk into I went to a Burger King for my birthday and I got a triple Whopper and I added 4 more patties just to see if they'd do it, and they did. It was like that big. You can have anything. If you get a chicken burger, have as many Royale patties as you want added. The milkshakes are always working. It tastes like it's fresh. I know it's not, but it sort of is. Flame grilled, you can taste the flame grilled on it. I just love Burger King. The burgers get bigger as well. If you order a double bacon cheeseburger, it comes out at a certain size. But if you order an XL bacon cheeseburger, double bacon cheeseburger, the burger gets like bigger. It's crazy. The chips are really nice. I think you know where this is going. Right at the top. Marks and Spencer's is a supermarket slash clothes place. They also do food. Quite expensive. Haven't really been in a Marks and Spencer's for a long time. Don't shop there really. For me, it's just there. It's an F. We've got Game. I did a video on the channel talking about how Game is stopping the pre-order. You know, not the pre-orders. They're thriving on pre-orders. They're stopping the trading side of things, which I find really strange. Had a lot of interesting comments in that video from somebody who actually worked in Game. Go there and read it. A lot of insight of what goes on behind the scenes. Game, I don't think I'll ever go into a game now. I don't feel the need to. I don't buy physical games. I'm one of them people where everything's digital. I don't like the small cartridges for the Switch. I'm scared I'll swallow one or lose it down the side of the sofa or something. PS5 doesn't have a disc drive. Xbox Series X, I use that digital. Everything's digital. Game Pass is digital. PC's digital. I genuinely feel like the the physical side of gaming, as sad as it seems, and I know a lot of people don't want it to happen, but you know I just think it's on its last legs. I can't see it's cheaper for PlayStation and Xbox to put games out digitally rather than burn them onto disc and sell them. There's a lot of digital games coming out digital only now, so I think it's just a matter of time before we don't see physical media anymore. You know, it's the same with like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Everything's just instant, and I genuinely feel that's the way it's going to go. But Game, because they've done that, I'm going to stick it right down here. It's handy if you want to go in to get like a new controller or a new headset, but they're selling all sorts of stuff now, like Lego and pop vinyls and stuff. So for me, it's just there. It's gone right downhill. Tesco, I avoid Tesco like the plague. I don't understand people that go to Tesco and then post on social media how much they're getting ripped off with they've bought 8 items and they've only earned 100 points. Why they're complaining about the prices. No one's got a gun to your head saying you must shop at Tesco. Don't shop there if you don't like it. It's overpriced. I genuinely think it's overrated. Down there for me, right at the bottom. Never been to a foot asylum. Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza is an absolute rip-off. It's not even nice. It's really, really bad. I don't like Domino's Pizza at all. It's so overpriced. I don't understand how they get away with it. I'd rather go to Asda to get a pizza than go to Domino's. You know, everything's just feels like it's just rushed, and it just doesn't feel like a good experience. I've never been into a Domino's, but I've used the app to download pizzas, fuck's sake, to eat pizzas and use it and deliver them to my house. So Domino's for me, I just don't like it. It's not a good chain for me. I don't like it, and you know, I just don't think I'll ever use them again, to be fair. Nando's, I do not understand the hype with Nando's. I hate the advert. Brother ordered a medium. I don't like Nando's. I don't like it's like this place where people go, oh, cheeky, I'm just going to go for a cheeky Nando's. Go there for a first date. It's overpriced. Massively overpriced. It's not even that nice. I don't understand the fascination with it. I'd rather go to a KFC than a Nando's, and KFC's there. So for that reason, I'm putting that there, and I'm going to have to upgrade KFC to a D, because I think KFC is better than Nando's, even though I've just panned KFC. CEX, or Sex, as I've heard it being called. CEX is probably the only place you could probably trade in your games now, other than places online or like an actual independent game shop. Used to smell of shit and piss every time you walked in. Usually somebody with dyed blue hair with loads of piercings dotting about behind the counter. But yeah, when you walked in, very overpowering smell of BO and piss and shit. A lot of people going in there to sell things for, I'm assuming, to afford other habits. But they must have had some sort of telling off, because I know that the smell of CEX was trending on TikTok for a while. And it's almost like when you walk into a CX now, it's totally different. It smells really nice. It's like they must have had a memo from head office and said, look, can you stop shitting and pissing on the floor? We need to sprucing up the place and get rid of this sort of smelly den that we've seemed to have got for ourselves. You can still get pre-owned stuff. Sorry, pre-owned. Yeah, pre-owned. You can still get pre-owned stuff. They still trade in. You can still go and buy a pre-owned game, which I think... obviously their prices are now going to skyrocket because they've dipped out of that sort of market space. But CEX for me, I do like going in a CEX. I'm going to stick it at a B. I do like it. Debenhams, been to a Debenhams, but for a coffee, massively overpriced. Hardly ever going there, for that's a D. John Lewis. Now, every year in this country we have an advert, Christmas advert, and everyone gets an erection over the John Lewis advert. I don't know why, because it's in the same formula for the past 6 or 7. They take an animal or a thing, make it have a little happy moment, and then they take whatever it's been happy with, or they take that thing out of the happiness, and then play some somber music, and then everyone rushes back to it, and it's Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And that's basically every single John Lewis advert. I don't know anyone who shops at John Lewis. I've never been to John Lewis, never even walked through John Lewis. But just because the adverts piss me off, I'm going to put it there. Specsavers. Never been to a Specsavers. Smiggle. Don't even know what that is. Someone could tell me in the comments. Smiggle. Or Smiggy. Or whatever. Never been there. Never been there. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut is going up here. You can go into a Pizza Hut between the hours of 12 and 3, and you can get an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I mean all-you-can-eat. It's cheap. You can actually have as much as you want. You can just stuff your face until you're almost sick. The pizzas are fresh. It's just a different calibre to Domino's. Absolute different calibre. They've got an bottomless ice cream ice cream factory for kids, or for big kids. Ultimate salad bar. Just have as much as you want. So that's staying up there at an S. Greggs is going... I watched the documentary. It's not even a documentary. It's on Netflix. Inside Greggs for 24 hours. So far, it's 2 episodes. Learned a lot about Greggs last night. I watched it last night. Greggs is a bakery company that started in Newcastle, which I didn't know. And a lot of people in Newcastle think that Greggs belongs to them. And it does. Greggs, which I also didn't know, which they said in the programme, was they try out all the new products in Newcastle to get a feel for sales and what's good and what takes off, and then the staff give them feedback and go, yeah, this didn't sell, you might not want to branch out and put that in every shop. I also didn't know that different Greggs do different items in different parts of the country. So you can get stotty cakes in Greggs up here, which is like a big flat bun with flour on top. Scotland have haggis and neeps pies in Greggs, which I didn't know. So Greggs, it's a staple in this country. It's cheap. It doesn't try too hard. You never see a Greggs advert on telly. I was thinking that last night, and I turned to Helen and I said, you never see a Greggs ad on telly? I've just realised you never see it. I've never seen a Greggs advert on TV. Maybe there has been and I've just not seen it, but they're not shoving it down. They're not shoving themselves down your throat. You either want a Greggs or you don't. They've got a wide range of stuff. The sausage rolls are amazing. The steak bakes are amazing. The chicken bakes are amazing. The cheese and bacon wraps are amazing when hot. That's very important. The sandwiches are great. The cakes are great. The coffee's great. You can even get an app now. Every time you go in, you can earn points and get a free item. Greggs, if there was a higher tier than S, I'd probably put Greggs up there. But Greggs is amazing. Absolutely love Greggs. Wilko's is like... it's just shut down, actually. It's just shut down. Wilko's doesn't exist anymore. I have been to Wilko's and I'll probably put it at an A because it is just kind of like home. Is Home Bargains on here? No. B&M? That's not on here either. Sold a bit of everything. A bit of everything. I thought it was great, but they've closed, unfortunately. So that's the end of that. Bob and Bert's. Proper coffee, great grub. Never been to a Bob and Bert's. Sounds good though. Weatherspoons. Again, Weatherspoons is everywhere. It's a food place. It's basically... So anywhere you go to Weatherspoons, it's cheap. Cheap alcohol. Cheap food. It's the same food. Like if I went to a Weatherspoons and ordered a big breakfast 12 times, it would come out the same 12 times. Sometimes they forget mushrooms and stuff, which annoys me. But Weatherspoons, it's just one of them places where you usually start the night in a Weatherspoons, and it's usually quite busy. It's quite busy between the hours of 7 and 9 o'clock. Don't play music. They're not allowed to play sports. They've got an app. You don't even have to get out your seat now. You can just order everything from your seat, put your table number, and everything just comes to you. You get the dregs of society in Weatherspoons, unfortunately. But I suppose that's what they deal with. Weatherspoons is going up there because it is just a classic. Millets. Never been to a Millets. Poundland. don't think Poundland exists anymore, but when it did, everything was a quid. Probably would put it up there. Tim Hortons. Never heard of a Tim Hortons. Apparently we've got one back home. They sell donuts and, you know, it's an American chain. Never been to that, unfortunately. Frankie and Benny's. Never been to a Frankie and Benny's. Dixie Chicken. Never been to a Dixie Chicken. The Works is a stationery shop. Again, I think they've closed down as well. But they were sort of, I would say they were at a B. You know, everyone needs a bit of stationery, I suppose. Pound Bakery. Never been to it, but I like the name. If everything's a pound, it would be great. Never been. Never been to a Pizza Express. Asda, like I said, Asda, I'd rather go get a pizza from Asda than Domino's. I'd put Asda at an A. I went to an Asda once and got a pizza, and if you go at the back, you can either get ones that have already been made, or they make them fresh, and you put as many toppings as you want on, and then they cling film it for you, and you take it home and put it in the oven. Walked out with a pizza from Asda, the topping was that thick, I think I spent about 24 quid on it, and I ate 2 slices and was full. But Asda, quite like Asda. Decent selection of video games as well, and other home appliances, clothes. Pretty decent, to be fair. Costa. Like I said, I'd rather go to Costa Coffee. My go-to. Like the cakes, like the customers, like the staff are friendly. The coffee's really nice. I like the Christmas range as well. Pumpkin spice latte for me. So Costa's going up there. TGI Fridays, American chain. I've only been to twice. Still one of the best steaks I've ever had. Probably put that at a B. More of an American sort of diner experience where you get cocktails and there's loads of crazy crap on the walls and there's discount on Fridays. But yeah, it was really, really kind of nice food when I went there. I really enjoyed it. Sports Direct. Where did I put JD Sports? JD Sports is a D. I'd probably put Sports Direct at a C. A lot of game shops now are located in the back of Sports Direct, and the reason that reason games stopped doing pre-owned games is because they've got a different till system. So Sports Direct now own game, and they've said they want to stop the pre-owned stuff so they can streamline with their till system. But you can get some decent clobber in Sports Direct, relatively cheap as well. Subway's a bit hit and miss sometimes. My go-to is meatball marinara with Italian bread, and then I have everything on it. Salad, everything. I just say to them, just put everything on. Get your money's worth. Fills you up if you get a foot long. You don't have to eat for another 2-3 hours. Probably put that at B, actually. Like the cookies, like the coffee. And they do deliver. Not liver, they deliver. Pets at Home. Been to a Pets at Home a couple of times. Don't use Pets at Home. We use a different one, which is like a local sort of independent one, which everyone should do, really. But it does the job. I like the idea that on the app you can put your pet's name in and they do birthday items and stuff. Probably put that as C. View Cinema. View Cinema is great value for money. You can go in there and get a bog standard seat for £5. Go and see a movie for £5, which I think is great. Or you can upgrade and have a VIP section and get the comfy chairs and stuff, but they cost a little bit more. Every single time I go in a View, I always sit in front of people that are just messing about. And I remember went to see Violent Night, and these kids came in and they were just arsing about. They were Snapchatting, they were taking pictures, they were making fart noises. It just ruins the experience. I should have went out and complained, but I don't like complaining about stuff. So that wasn't a good experience. So for value for money, View, and obviously I think cinemas are dying out as well. But I'd probably put View as an A. And then we got Smith's Toys, which kind of took the mantle from Toys R Us. Anyone who is as old as I am knows that Toys R Us, you knew it was Christmas when the Toys R Us advert came on. Smith's Toys is now sort of taken over that because they closed down. Walked into a Smith's Toys and I was blown away by how high the shelves were, and just ram-packed with everything. Massive game selection, Lego sets, pop vinyls, anything you can find. It's just a kid's dream to go in there. But it's always located, you never see them on a high street. They're always like a massive multi-story sort of thing. So I would probably, the big kid in me would probably put that there, because toy shops still need to exist. And that's it. That's the list. That's where I thought sort of grade everything. There's a lot of shops there that I even mentioned, like B&M and all that I just said as well. So there's a lot of stuff on there they could have extended this list. I tried to pick a list that wasn't too big. I looked at a PlayStation, but no, it was best video game franchises, and it was like 200 games, and I was like, I can't sit here and do 200 games. It'll be like a 2-hour video or something. So that is this week's Tier List Tuesday. Let me know what you think about any of these if you disagree. if I've put things in the wrong place. But it's just my opinion. Don't take it too seriously. It's just a bit of fun. And we'll see you again on the next Tier List Tuesday. Don't forget you can leave a like and subscribe if you so wish. And we'll see you again on the next one.